kind of from a threat landscape, I mean, not only as a practitioner, but as like in a very, I think, unique position in the domain, in the industry, where you're the leading cybersecurity person of many of the largest companies, right, in the planet, that running very complex, very sensitive and critical infrastructure themselves and for customers. So you've seen all this kind of threat evolve from network, right, and then going after endpoints, now going after business applications. I'm curious about what you think about that evolution. What do you think when now you think about, okay, the kind of threat actors going after business critical applications, ERP systems? Like, what do you think are the key threats and the key areas of risk in those applications today? And how do you think this evolves, right? What happens with ERP, cybersecurity, and business critical applications in the next 5 years?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I love that you said, sort of network defenders, because you're right. I mean, 20 years ago, that's all we were, right? It was, there's a worm running across the network. We got to patch a whole bunch of systems, or we're getting a denial of service attack. So it was so far out, right? In my defense days, we'd call that far space.
Right, absolutely.
And now we're here in that near space, which is exactly where you are, which is how are we building these products? How are we securing at the application level, at the container level as well? So, I think it's evolved as the actors, have continued to evolve as well, right? I mean, they've gone from, trying to crack that hard outside to get into the mushy middle. And the defenders have tried to continually create more and more layers of defense in depth along the way with new technologies, that can help make it the cost of attacking a higher price. So I think, where is it headed? I think we're going to continue in that, leapfrogging one another over and over again. I think what is really different, though, and where, Onapsis, you and your team can really have an impact, is continuing to shift left in, finding vulnerabilities earlier on, getting them out of the code, again, increasing the cost to the actor, identifying when attacks are happening, proof of concept that's out there, actual exploitation, again, shifting left and defending before those attacks hit companies. But also, maintaining and operating a good, secure environment, and that's hard to do, right? It's not easy. Whenever anybody says security should be easy, I have to stop them to say it's not. It's quite hard. It takes a lot of talented people, a lot of great suppliers, vendors, technologists, to really defend. And the reason it's so different now and where it's headed is the impact it has on companies now, right? Whether it's an outage causes downtime, loss of manufacturing, loss of revenue, loss of trust by our customers, you're going to have to explain all that. And we now know the regulators want to have a really good explanation as to why did you fail? How was that successful along the way? So we need to work with companies like yours to better defend. And certainly you and I have done that over the last 5 years together, partnering at SAP. And I'm proud to say that partnership has been very successful, for the company. Even though I'm now in a new role, looking at investments in cybersecurity, I'm very proud of the results we had.